I think more shock and dauntingness was more of the feeling I felt. But it was, the thing is, I think I was on such a high anyway.
I think a feeling of shock and dauntingness is exactly what this story needs to convey. It's a dramatic turn of events. The British monarchy is in chaos as prince. William has issued a decree stripping Camilla's family of their royal titles. Camilla is reeling from the news. But why has Prince William taken this drastic step? And what will be the fallout of this explosive conflict? Join us to find out. A quiet royal change has sparked big waves. Some choices are meant to stay quiet. They are made in hushed tones behind grand doors with the hope that no one will notice. This was one of those decisions. A soft step taken inside the palace and passed along through the right channels, never announced to the world. But once it became known, it stirred something big. The royal family felt the shift, and no one felt it more deeply than Queen Camilla. Prince William had made up his mind slowly and carefully. He began removing many of the small but special royal privileges given to Camilla's family over the years. They had gained more visibility, more respect, and more space in royal life, without ever being truly royal. They had no claim to the throne, but they had found a place. Now, that place is being quietly taken away. It started with the little things, titles that did not really mean power, but still meant something: a name on a list, a seat at a ceremony, a nod in a public speech. These were gestures Camilla had gently helped secure for her children and grandchildren, signs that they were accepted, even if only on the surface. But Prince William saw things differently. He believed that the monarchy should be clear, firm, and rooted in tradition. To him, it wasn't about kindness or appearances. It was about structure, about keeping the royal family truly royal. People close to the palace are calling it a monarchy reset. Everything Camilla had slowly built for her family is being carefully undone. This means no more honorary roles, no more invites to royal events, and no more names listed beside those born into the royal bloodline. Every small connection between the Parker Bowles family and the crown is being quietly removed on paper. The reason is simple: to bring the monarchy back to its original proper form. But the deeper message is clear. Being part of the royal world is not something that can be shared or passed on by marriage. It must come by birth, and only by birth. The timing of all this makes it even more meaningful. King Charles is facing serious health problems, and William is stepping forward, taking on more of the royal duties. This decision, silent but strong, offers a glimpse of the kind of leader William may become. He seems to want a simpler, neater monarchy, one with fewer blurred lines, fewer side stories, and fewer risks. William's actions suggest that he wants to protect the crown, not just the object, but what it means. He is trying to guard the royal family's image, keeping it focused and free from distraction. His rules are clear. Family by blood comes first, and emotional ties do not change that. That's a new royal future. This is not an easy message to send, especially to someone like Queen Camilla, who has spent years helping her loved ones find a quiet place within the royal world. For Camilla, the decision was heartbreaking. She had worked so hard, not for herself, but for her family. She had given them chances, helped them be seen, helped them be respected, and now all of that is disappearing. Watching her family be pushed back into the shadows must feel painful, maybe even personal. But this isn't just about roles and titles. It shows how the royal family is changing. Prince William is shaping a new kind of royal future. He seems to believe that strict rules and strong lines will help the monarchy stay respected and safe. In a time when royal families across the world are facing scandal and confusion, William is choosing clarity. He is thinking ahead. He wants a royal family that stands tall, one that gives to the country without being weighed down by personal ties. He wants the world to know who represents the crown and why. No more soft lines, no more exceptions. With King Charles slowly stepping back, William's calm but firm approach is standing out. He doesn't shout, but his decisions are bold. He is showing that he is ready to lead and that he's not afraid to make tough choices for the sake of the crown's future. To have her family removed, they must have already been recognized at some point. How did her family enter the royals? They weren't born in, but they have some titles. How did this happen? Let's dive in. Camilla Parker Bowles has spent many years finding her way inside the royal world. At first, people did not think she belonged. Many disliked her, and some even blamed her for the troubles between Prince Charles and Princess Diana. The public and many within the royal family did not accept her. But Camilla did not give up. With quiet strength and steady patience, she began to shape her own place within the royal circle. She waited, she watched, and she moved forward at the right moments. Camilla's influence slowly grew, and it did not stop with her. Bit by bit, her children and grandchildren started to be seen more often at royal events. Tom Parker Bowles, Laura Lopes, and her 5 grandchildren were becoming familiar faces in royal settings. They did not have royal blood, but they were clearly becoming part of royal life. This made some people uneasy, especially those who understood the quiet traditions of the palace. Back in 2005, when Camilla married Prince Charles, her children lived private lives. Most people did not know their names, and inside the palace they stayed in the background. They had no official role and no titles, but they stayed close. Then slowly, things began to change. As Camilla became more accepted by the public during the 2010s, her family began to appear more often. They visited royal homes, joined private family gatherings, and showed up at big events. Always near the edge, never in the spotlight, but present all the same. Even without formal titles, Tom and Laura began to enjoy quiet privileges. Palace staff started treating them as part of Camilla's household. They were added to guest lists, included in official events, and slowly moved closer to the center. At first the changes were small, like being seated a little closer or having their names mentioned. But over time, it became clear Camilla's family was being gently woven into royal life. Camilla never pushed too hard. Her calm nature and quiet planning helped her get what she wanted. She did not demand things or create drama. Instead, she carefully supported the idea of blended families being accepted in royal spaces. With patience and perfect timing, she helped her family take one step at a time. The biggest moment came during King Charles's coronation. Camilla's grandsons, Gus and Louis Lopes and Freddie Parker Bowles, were chosen as pages of honor. This was unusual. Normally only sons of dukes or royal children are given that role. The decision surprised many people working in the palace. It sent a clear message. Camilla's family wasn't just welcome, they were part of the moment. After the coronation, Camilla quietly tried to do even more. She wanted her grandchildren to be given special recognition, maybe even ceremonial titles. She did not expect them to be in line for the throne, but she hoped their place in royal history would be secure. She dreamed of them being remembered not just as her family, but as part of the royal story. To help this dream along, Camilla worked behind the scenes. Royal photographers were asked to take more pictures of her grandchildren. Public relations teams began mentioning them more often in royal news. There were even little jokes among the staff about the family dividing into two branches, one with royal blood, the Windsors, and one through Camilla, the Parker Bowles. But not everyone was happy about this change. Some older members of the royal family and traditional royal supporters did not like it. They felt uneasy about giving so much space to a family without royal roots. To them, this shift could weaken the royal image. Even so, Camilla kept going. She made quiet requests. She asked for her grandchildren to have ongoing roles at official events. She hoped they might be given simple titles. She even asked for new homes for her family on royal lands. Most of these requests were turned down gently. Some were ignored. But beneath the calm words and polite smiles, tension was growing. This was not just about titles. It was a deeper question about who really belongs in the royal family. Camilla had spent years carefully building a place for her children and grandchildren. She wanted their place to last, even if it meant changing old traditions. Her actions showed just how deeply she cared and how far she was willing to go for her family. Once seen as an outsider, she slowly became part of the very center of royal life. Her determination and calm strength made that possible. Even with challenges and resistance, her careful path has left a mark on the royal world. So how did this once outsider enter the royal house? Let's go back to the beginning of the strained relationship of Charles and Diana. Camilla did not become royalty overnight. Her journey was long, quiet, and filled with twists, heartbreak, and waiting. Before the palace and crowns, she was just Camilla Shand, living a simple life. She met Prince Charles in the early 1970s, not at a polo match as many think, but at a friend's house. Right away, they clicked. They spent time at parties and events, and Camilla often watched Charles play polo. Their friendship quickly turned into love. Charles met her outdoorsy family, and she met some of his. They were meant to be, but in 1973, Charles left to serve in the Navy. They weren't engaged, so when he left, their bond quietly faded. Some say Charles never asked her to wait. Others think Lord Mountbatten sent him away to push him towards someone better. Some say Camilla's heart still belonged to Andrew Parker Bowles, with whom she had an on-and-off relationship. While Charles was away, Camilla married Andrew. When Charles came back, she was already someone else's wife. Time passed. They each built their own lives. In 1981, Charles married Lady Diana Spencer. The world hoped for a fairy tale, but behind the palace doors, the marriage was rocky. They were very different people. The smiles in public did not match the silence at home. In the late 1980s, Charles and Camilla reconnected. Their love did not feel new. It felt like returning to something that had never really left. But now things were harder. They were older, and every move was watched. In 1989, Princess Diana found out at a party. She bravely asked Camilla to step away, but the bond between Charles and Camilla was strong, based on years of trust, friendship, and care. In the early 1990s, the truth began to spill out. Diana's biography shared her sadness and loneliness. In 1992, Charles and Diana officially separated. A year later, a private phone call between Charles and Camilla was leaked, shocking the public. Charles later said he turned back to Camilla only after his marriage had broken. Diana shared her pain too. In 1996, they divorced. Camilla also ended her marriage. Finally, Charles and Camilla were free. But Camilla stayed in the background. Many still loved Diana and blamed Camilla. She did not speak out or try to take the spotlight. She stood quietly by Charles, showing her love and loyalty. Over time, people began to see the real Camilla. She did not try to be Diana. She stayed kind, calm, and true to herself. In 2005, Charles and Camilla got married in a simple ceremony. Queen Elizabeth did not attend the wedding, but came to the church, blessing after. That moment quietly showed Camilla was accepted. After the wedding, Camilla focused on helping charities, encouraging reading, and supporting causes she cared about. Slowly, the public softened toward her. They saw her as steady, kind, and loyal. When Queen Elizabeth passed and Charles became king, Camilla became queen consort. It was a powerful moment. Years before, few imagined this. Now she stood beside the king with grace and strength. Why did William just make this decision now? He has always been quiet. How did he make this decision a reality? Let's see. Behind the sparkle of royal events and smiling photographs, something quiet but important was happening. It wasn't loud or flashy, but it was steady. Prince William, the future king, had been watching, learning, and thinking. And now he was ready to take gentle but firm steps forward. For many years, William stayed calm and polite in public. He shook hands, smiled for the cameras, and showed deep respect for his family. But inside the palace walls, his heart held quiet worries. He started to feel that things were changing in a way that did not feel right to him. The royal family he loved so much seemed to be slowly drifting from the values he believed in. William respected his father, King Charles, and understood the comfort he found in Camilla. Everyone deserves love, and William knew that. But he also believed in something greater: duty, tradition, and the quiet power of the crown. To him, these weren't old ideas, they were the foundation of the royal family. After Camilla became queen consort, her family began appearing more and more at royal events. Her children and grandchildren, though kind and good people, started to be seen in places William believed should be reserved for the direct royal line. To some, this might have seemed harmless, but to William it was a big shift. He felt that royal roles should not be shared based on feelings or family ties by marriage. Instead, they should follow clear, traditional lines. If too many people represented the crown, the public could become confused. Who was truly royal? Where was the line drawn? Princess Kate felt the same. Both she and William believed in a simpler, clearer version of the monarchy, one that did not involve dozens of people wearing titles and performing royal duties. To them, less was more. It wasn't about power. It was about focus, respect, and meaning. Quietly, without any fuss, William began making a plan. He did not raise his voice. He wasn't angry or controlling. He was careful and thoughtful. His goal was to protect something he loved deeply: the honor and value of the royal family. William looked up to his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her husband, Prince Philip. He also kind of knew this might happen. You don't really think about it very much, not least of all because the monarchy is about continuity. But he and Princess Anne had always led with purpose. They kept the royal circle small and meaningful. They believed that only a few key family members should carry out royal work. William agreed. He also listened to the people. He read news reports. He noticed when the public became upset at far-off royals living grand lives. He understood that public trust was fragile and that it was something to be earned and protected. He knew the crown had to stay humble, kind, and connected to the people. His vision grew clearer. Only those truly born into the royal family, he believed, should hold royal roles. No extra titles for extended family. No public duties for those not part of the direct line. Not because he disliked anyone, but because he loved the crown more. He did not want to risk its future by allowing it to become something too large, too confusing, or too diluted. William understood something very important. Love and loyalty to family are strong, but the crown must always come first. That did not make him cold or harsh. It made him careful. He did not want to embarrass anyone. He did not want to create conflict. He just wanted to guide the royal family gently back to its roots. His actions weren't meant to reject anyone. He wasn't turning his back on his father. He wasn't trying to hurt Camilla's family. He was simply redrawing the lines that once were clear. He wanted to build a royal family that stood tall, not because of its size, but because of its strength, purpose, and unity. William's plan is quiet and thoughtful, just like him. He doesn't rush, he doesn't push. He moves with care, always thinking about how the public might feel, always putting the crown above everything else. A change is happening inside the royal family. It's not loud or dramatic, but it's steady, and it's led by Prince William. Slowly, William is stepping into the spotlight. He's becoming more involved, more thoughtful, and more focused on shaping the future of the monarchy. This isn't just about keeping old traditions. It's about making sure the royal family moves forward with purpose and care. Behind the palace walls, William has begun putting his ideas into action. It started with small changes, soft whispers shared with trusted advisors. Soon, guest lists for royal events were quietly updated. The people standing on balconies and walking in parades began to look different. Only those closely connected to the royal bloodline remained in key roles. At first, the changes were barely noticeable, but then the public began to see something new. Big royal events had fewer unfamiliar faces. Crowds started to notice who appeared beside the king and queen and who did not. A quiet message was being sent. The core of the royal family was becoming clearer, more focused. One of the biggest shifts came when William chose to remove honorary roles once given to Queen Camilla's grandchildren. These titles had given them special status during royal ceremonies, even though they were not born into the royal line. It wasn't a move made out of spite. It was made with clarity. William believed the public deserved a monarchy that was simple, honest, and easy to understand. Some people might see these choices as cold, but William sees them as necessary. In today's world, where every action is watched, every photo shared, and every word discussed, he believes there's no room for confusion. The royal family must be strong, not only in appearance, but also in how it is shaped. William's father, King Charles, leads with his heart. He values warmth, connection, and keeping loved ones close. He often makes choices based on feeling. William loves and respects this, but his own way is different. William's path is calm, careful, and focused. He thinks deeply before he acts, but once he knows what's right, he stands firm. To him, the crown must be guided by purpose, not emotions. Every decision he makes is about protecting something precious, the future of the monarchy. He respects Camilla and honors her role as his father's wife. She has stood by King Charles for many years, and William appreciates that. But when it comes to royal duties, he makes a gentle but important distinction. Camilla's children are family, but they are not royal, and while they are loved, they are not part of the royal team that represents the crown. This is not about shutting anyone out. It's about drawing a clear line between personal life and royal duty. It's about bringing the royal family back to its roots, a small, strong, trusted group that the public can believe in. These changes may have been difficult for Camilla. She has shown loyalty and love over many years, but William isn't looking back with regret. He's looking forward with quiet strength. He isn't trying to erase the past. He's building something new, something lasting. He dreams of a royal family that is simple, strong, and easy for people to trust. He wants the crown to stand tall, even when the world feels uncertain.